Hi, I'm Kelsey from Crafting for Weeks, and today I'm going to show you the half double crochet fade stitch. Okay, now I'm starting off with some worsted weight yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook. I've already put down a row of half double crochets here. I put down an odd number. I'm going to chain one and turn. I'm going to work another row of half double crochets across. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through 3 loops on the hook. I'll show you that a few more times. Okay, I'll slow it down for you again. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on your hook, and that's a half double crochet. So I'm going to continue working these half double crochets across the row, and once I get to the end of this row, I'm going to chain and turn, and we'll start with the half double crochet fade. Okay, so when we're adding our second color, we want to feed it the same direction as our other color. So we want them both to be pulling from the same way. Now, when you're getting your yarn ready, make sure you have a long enough tail that it doesn't pull out when you do your first stitch. Okay, now that we've got that ready, we're going to yarn over with both colors and insert that hook. But we're only going to pull up the main color. We're going to keep that second color behind the stitch. Okay, so we're going to yarn over with that main color and pull through 4 loops on your hook. Now sometimes that first stitch is a little loose just because you're attaching a new color. Just be mindful of your tension when you start a new color. Okay, so now that we've got that going, we're going to yarn over with both colors again, insert your hook, and pull up the loop with just the main color. Yarn over, pull through 4 loops on your hook, and that's the half double crochet fade. You'll notice that we're leaving that second color behind, and I'm holding it with my finger to kind of tension that yarn. And as I'm working that stitch, it's keeping that colored loop in the half double crochet from being too loose. You might notice that this technique is similar to carrying yarn if you're doing color work. The only difference would be is that you're picking up that second color when you do the first yarn over. Okay, so I'm going to continue working these so you can watch me. But one thing you want to definitely pay attention to is the tension on that accent color. Now I'm going to do one that's a little bit loose so you guys can see what it looks like if I let it slide. Now I didn't tension that one quite as much, and you can see that the loop is a little bit loose, and you can fix that by just giving it a little tug. Okay, so I'm going to finish these across the row, and then I'm going to show you how to do a mesh stitch, which is going to be a chain 1, skip 1 with these half double crochets. While I'm working, I thought I'd explain why I made this stitch. So essentially, I needed a stitch that allowed the color to peek through, but didn't increase the size of the half double crochet in a piece of work. I used this stitch in my Summer Nights Ruana. Here you can see the little bit of color peeks through, but it's not making my row significantly taller or wider than any of my other rows, and that's what I needed for that project. Okay, so it's time to turn, and we need to do chains in this row. So we're going to do this row a little bit different. We're going to start with our half double crochet stitch, but we are going to make it a fade stitch. So we're going to pick up that second color. And then for the chain, we're going to chain 1 and skip 1 stitch. We're going to go under both colors and just chain with the main color. And that kind of wraps that second color through the stitch. So we're doing a half double crochet fade stitch here. We're putting the hook under both colors and chaining with the main color. And once we get across the row, I'll flip this over and show you what it looks like across the back. But basically, this is just the way to carry that second color through our stitches while we're doing this mesh stitch. Now I'm showing you this mesh portion because this is the stitch combination that I use on the Summer Nights Ruana. So I wanted to be sure that you guys were able to do the chains as well as the half double crochet fade stitches for that project. And I just wanted to point out that as I'm doing these chains and fade stitches, I'm still tensioning that yarn behind the work. Even with this mesh stitch, those second color loops can get a little bit loose. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, and then I will turn this over so you guys can see the back of it. Okay, so let's turn this over. Here you can see where we carried that second color through those chain stitches. It makes almost a straight line across this row, which is a little bit different than those fade stitches look. However, as you work back across the next row, you're going to cover a lot of those up. So here I'm switching to my accent color, and I'm going to be doing just a row of half double crochets across. So I'm putting a half double crochet in the top of each half double crochet from the previous row and in each of the chain spaces. And as I go, you can see that I'm covering up a majority of that line that I created with that second color in the previous row. So although it might look a little odd at first glance, it's not going to be a significant part of your project. Okay, so I'm going to continue working these half double crochets in the accent color across the row. Basically, I'm just doing this so you guys can see how one color faded into another. Okay, so as I finish up this row, you can see how the fade looks. If you wanted to fade it even more, you could switch your accent and your main color before just doing an accent color on the top. This stitch would be great for really any project that you want to fade colors without adding bulk to stitches. And if you need something to try it out on, try out my Summer Nights Ruana. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can find more of my work at craftingforweeks.com.